Witches, witches, skeleton and bats, scary ghosts and big black cats. Woo, woo, what a fright. It's scary, scary on Halloween night. Yes, it's that time of year again when we visit a pumpkin patch to pick and buy pumpkins, which we then carve to make jack-o'-lanterns, as they're called here in North America. We also decorate our homes, inside and out, and dress up in crazy, funny and scary costumes because it's Halloween. Hello there, it's Carly from Learn English with Carly, and today you'll find me here at Westham Island Herb Farm, a pumpkin patch and farm that I've visited every single year that I've lived here in Vancouver. Westham Island Herb Farm is in a place called Delta, just south of Vancouver. Okay, Halloween is celebrated on the 31st of October and it's super popular here in Canada, as you can see. Children wait impatiently for it to get dark on Halloween night so that they can dress up and go trick-or-treating. This is where children knock on their neighbours' doors saying, "Trick or treat." Usually the children are given some kind of sweet treat, candy as it's known here in Canada, as nobody wants a trick played on them. Halloween is here, it's a big thing, and so let me share some spooky, creepy and downright terrifying idioms, phrases and expressions with you. Be sure to watch until the end for the Halloween quiz. Okay, let's talk skeletons first. Do you have a skeleton in your cupboard? Or if you're here in Canada, do you have a skeleton in your closet? If the answer is yes, then this means that you have a bad or embarrassing secret that you're keeping. Every family has a skeleton in their cupboard. The MP had a few skeletons in her cupboard that affected her political campaign. Do you have any skeletons in your cupboard? Okay, if you have secrets you're hiding, then you may well need our next creepy idiom, to dig your own grave. If you dig your own grave, this means that you are doing or have done something that will cause you to have problems in the future. Martin dug his own grave by cheating in his exams. It's sad that Hannah lost her job, but she dug her own grave by being rude to her boss. Keeping on the theme of graves, let's hope you don't have one foot in the grave. To have one foot in the grave means that you are close to dying and facing death because you are old or really, really sick. The old lady has one foot in the grave. The old man looks as though he has one foot in the grave. All this talk of graves and it feels as though someone has just walked over my grave. If you say that someone has walked over my grave, we are describing that unexplained shiver or shudder that we sometimes get for no reason or for a feeling of unease. Ugh, a big shiver ran down my spine. I think someone just walked over my grave. That's such a creepy story. Ugh. It feels as though someone just walked over my grave. Now, if that hasn't terrified you, hopefully you're not working the graveyard shift. We call a shift at work that is overnight, so typically from midnight to 8 a.m, for example, the graveyard shift. It's basically the night shift. Cliff sleeps during the day because he works the graveyard shift. As a firefighter, Tony has to work the graveyard shift. Alan worked the graveyard shift over the summer to save money for uni. If you're enjoying this Halloween themed video, be sure to subscribe, like, comment and share any of the videos that you see here at Learn English with Carly. Now, working the graveyard shift may make your blood boil. Let's move on to talking about blood. To make someone's blood boil means to get really, really angry about something or someone. Traffic makes my blood boil. The way he spoke to me made my blood boil. Now, instead of boiling blood, we use the idea of your blood going cold to describe the feeling that we have when we get a fright or we are unnerved, to make your blood run cold. The tapping on the window made my blood run cold. The screams from the old house made my blood run cold. When I saw the police officer come to my door, my blood ran cold. Okay, on the topic of blood, what do you understand from the phrase, to stick the knife in? It's very visual and somewhat graphic, isn't it? If someone sticks the knife in, they say or do something on purpose, so deliberately, that will upset another person or cause problems for them. The politician has quite a few enemies who would love to stick the knife in. Okay, that's enough gory stuff. Let's move on to a more positive phrase, and that is drop dead gorgeous. I know, we use the word dead in this phrase, and it maybe doesn't sound so good, but if someone describes you as drop dead gorgeous, they mean that you are really, really good looking. It's definitely a compliment. Everyone thinks the lead singer in the band is drop dead gorgeous. Which famous celebrity do you think is drop dead gorgeous? Let me know in the comments section on this video. Okay, let's get back to some creepier phrases. What about ghosts and ghouls? If they give you a fright or a shock, then you will probably turn as white as a ghost. His face turned as white as a ghost when I jumped out of the cupboard. Victoria turned as white as a ghost when she heard the bad news. Now, keeping on the theme of ghosts, have you ever visited a ghost town? There are actually several towns here in British Columbia, Canada, abandoned villages, towns or cities that were once thriving communities that we now refer to as ghost towns. A ghost town usually still has some kind of buildings or infrastructure remaining. These towns have usually been abandoned for a variety of reasons. Perhaps there are no longer any natural resources, or economic activity has moved elsewhere, or perhaps there was some kind of man-made or natural disaster. Now, the ghost towns here in British Columbia were mainly mining towns as well as canneries or pulp mill towns. During my research for this video, I discovered that there are over 1,500 ghost towns here in British Columbia. I visited Sandon, a former silver mining town that is now an amazing ghost town. Abandoned buses, an old fire hall, abandoned buildings, and a still operational hydroelectric station. Check out the link in the pinned comments to watch a video about the ghost town of Sandon below. We do use the phrase ghost town to describe somewhere where there are no longer any people or businesses thriving. London was a ghost town during the pandemic. Thanks to internet shopping, the city centre is like a ghost town. We can also use ghost town to describe somewhere boring. My village is so boring. It's like a ghost town after 7 o'clock at night. Now, do I smell a rat? To smell a rat means that you are suspicious that something isn't quite right. I smell a rat. I don't think Francis is telling the truth. When I received an email from him asking for my password, I instantly smelt a rat. Do you ever play devil's advocate? To play devil's advocate means that in a discussion or in an argument, you pretend to think the opposite of the person or people you are conversing with to make them discuss an opposing view in more detail. My friend Luke always plays devil advocate in a discussion. Has someone or something ever scared the living daylights out of you? To scare the living daylights out of someone means to frighten someone a lot. We can use it as a response when someone scares us. Oh my goodness, you scared the living daylights out of me. Julian scared the living daylights out of me when he jumped out of the cupboard. Now, hopefully this video isn't scaring the living daylights out of you. Mice give me the heebie-jeebies. I really, really don't like them. To give someone the heebie-jeebies means that something gives you a strong feeling of fear worry, or even anxiety. Don't talk about ghosts, they give me the heebie-jeebies. I stay away from that old house, it really gives me the heebie-jeebies. What gives you the heebie-jeebies? Let me know by writing in the comments box below. Now instead of heebie-jeebies, we can use the creeps to give someone the creeps. That old house gives me the creeps. I never walk through the graveyard, it really gives me the creeps. And mice really do give me the creeps. All this chat about the heebie-jeebies and the creeps is making me shiver and shudder. Remember to subscribe, like, comment and share any of the videos here on Learn English with Carly. Are you a night owl? I'm more of an early bird myself. A night owl is someone who likes to stay up late. So the opposite of that is an early bird, someone who likes to get up early. I am super productive in the mornings. Kate though, Kate's a total night owl, but I prefer to be in bed by 10. I saw this sentence in an advert for a party island. With its abundance of nightlife, the resort is perfect for night owls. Since Sam started his new job, he's become a total night owl. Over my dead body. This is an idiom that we use when we strongly say that we will do anything to prevent something from happening. A teenager, for example, asked their mum if they can have a party at home with 50 people. And the mum is strongly against this and she says, over my dead body. There is no way that this mum wants teenagers having a party at her home. Have you ever been scared stiff? If you are scared stiff, then you are extremely scared. We use this with the verb to be and the preposition of. To be scared stiff of something. Luca is scared stiff of flying. I'm still scared stiff of mice. What are you scared stiff of? And our final Halloween themed phrase today is a witch hunt. A witch hunt was originally a hunt for people who had been labelled as witches or who were involved in witchcraft. Now, a witch hunt today is the searching out and deliberate harassment of a particular group of people. These people are being blamed for something, usually just their opinions, and they haven't actually done anything wrong. The police force felt it was the subject of a witch hunt. The politician denied any wrongdoing and said that she was the victim of a witch hunt. Okay, let's practice these idioms and do a quiz. What idiom, phrase or expression would you use from this video in the following situations? Number 1. My town is really boring. Yeah, that's right, a ghost town. I got a terrible fright. Here you can use to turn as white as a ghost or to make my blood run cold. You could even use to scare the living daylights out of me. Number 3, I'm so angry. To make my blood boil is the answer I'm looking for here. Number 4, I am going to spend all our money on a new car. Over my dead body. Number 5, I've been keeping a big secret for years. That's correct, to have a skeleton in the cupboard. By the way, the background noise is sponsored by a whole field of geese today. Super noisy. The joys of filming outside. Question number 6 in our quiz. Someone frightened me a lot. That's right, here you could use to scare the living daylights out of someone. Number 7, I'm super old and facing death. Correct, to have one foot in the grave. Number 8, I'm very suspicious. To smell a rat. Number 9, the actor is absolutely beautiful. Correct, nice easy one. Drop dead gorgeous. Number 10, I need to work a night shift from midnight to 8 a.m. Correct, the graveyard shift. And there we have it, 20 Halloween themed phrases, expressions and idioms that you will now be able to use and understand in your everyday English. I'll end up here today by wishing you a very, very happy Halloween, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care, bye.